Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your May 2022 Tarot Scope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Saggy, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your actions and interactions with the world at large over the course of May 2022, you have the Four of Cups. So one way that obviously people typify this card, we often talk about, being slightly disillusioned with what we're surrounded by. I often tell people it's time to snap out of your funk if this card shows up for you. Because this is in your actions and options, this kind of tells me that whatever it is that you're trying to do at the moment, you're looking in the wrong place. All right, that's not to say that the idea that you've got or the thing that you're trying to push forward isn't going to work. It absolutely is. It's just that you're trying to push a square into a circle hole, all right, and so therefore it's not going to go. And so this is why I say to you, like, look at your closest closest networks, your closest ties, your friendships, etc. Look into the network that you already have, and if you're not finding what you need there, then maybe it's time to outsource. The reason I say this is because that Four of Cups suggests that what you need is not what you have at the moment. All right, so it's like whatever you're trying to, you wouldn't what's the phrase, you wouldn't bring a flamethrower to I can't remember the saying, but basically you're using the wrong tools, or you're trying to use the wrong thing and you're not getting the results for that reason. There's something here that needs to be adjusted this month, so that actions and options is really going to highlight to you the reason you're not getting the results is the tools that you're using are all wrong for the job. For your communications and conversations, you have the Death card, right? So you've got this with right next to the Four of Cups. Now the Four of Cups can be information that comes to us from an unexpected source. That coupled with the Death card, this could literally mean, for some of you, this could be like news of a boss is quitting, the job is ending. It could be as well, maybe, and it won't necessarily be somebody that's directly linked to you. I mean, unless other cards that come in stipulate so, but this could be news of a death that you hear about, but it's not necessarily happening to you. Like, it's not like a family member, etc. It's just when you hear this, it's going to be like, oh wow, that's really sad. That being said, the Death card as your communications is really like, this could be the time where you are releasing a friendship, or maybe you're cutting ties with a colleague, maybe you're cutting ties with a certain space of work. There's something here that's coming to an end or a completion, and with that Four of Cups, I almost get the sense that this might be a bit of a welcome relief for you. It's like, as it happens, you might kind of be like, oh, wow, I can't believe this is taking place, or I can't believe that this is coming to an end. But once it's done, it's that moment of, okay, actually, you know what? I don't feel as bad as I expected to feel. So, I'm not saying that the Death card is welcome, but yeah, okay, maybe that might be the case this month. Who knows? But very, very interesting. For your heart and hearth sector, you've got the Page of Swords. So for those of you that are partnered, married or in long-term commitments, because you've got this next to the Death card, this could be an idea that you and your partner had that you wanted to move ahead with, and it's like now you look at it and you realize this isn't viable. It's going to take too much time. It's going to take too much of a financial investment. There's something here where you and a partner are kind of realizing that this is not the way to go, because it is the Page of Swords as well. I would be on the lookout for any and all issues or challenges that come up within the relationship with you guys looking out in the same direction. The reason I say this is you might disagree on the way to do something, and because it is the Page of Swords, it might be that I almost get the feeling that you're different training backgrounds. It's like you're both super intelligent, you're both educated to a degree within your own field. But both of you are going to have different blind spots, and it's like whatever the challenge is this month that comes up for you guys, it's in the blind spot that overlaps between you. Either that, or it's going to be like a battle of intellect, not a battle of wills. So I mean, you know, technically this could be really funny if you try to see it that way. But yeah, just something to be aware of. For those of you that are single and looking, the Page of Swords, especially next to the Death card, I almost feel like this is a date being cancelled. It's like maybe there's someone that you really thought, yeah, you know what, we talk really well, we get on really well, and then the date is cancelled, and it looks like there are no plans to make another. So I hope you're, you know, okay with that. For your money and materials, you've got the Four of Pentacles. So you've got two fours here, although they are sort of at opposite ends. Two fours represents insomnia, but you've also got the Death card, which is 13. 1 and 3 gives you 4. 3 fours represents a subject for reflection. This is a month where your brain, you're likely having to really look at something. And this, I would advise all Saggies at the moment. This is not a month for you guys to ride off half-cocked. Like usually you guys have got enough sort of brains and cojones. I was going to say something else, but usually you've got enough brains and guts to approach something and figure out the rest sort of as you're going through it. You won't have that luxury this month. You're going to have to, like, the brain and the thoughts and the focus and the path is going to have to really be there. You can't wing it this month. If there's something that you're planning to do so with, I wouldn't. Not this month. You don't have the luck for it. Most of the time you do, but not this month. For your Four of Pentacles, your money is solid this month. It's not going up, it's not going down. This could, however, see you looking at ways to improve or enhance the earning potential. But this is a month where you're really paying attention to the savings balance, not the expenditure, etc. This is you really looking at what you can save, how you can save it, and more importantly, what the savings that you've got already are able or capable of doing. Your first week of the month, you've got the Hierophant card with the Four of Cups. This really, it's almost as well, I would say, if you are planning to approach a larger organization or establishment for some sort of help and or assistance, I'm sorry to say, but it's not there. This with the Four of Cups, it almost suggests, you know, this is, I don't really know how to say this without sounding like I'm trying to incite some sort of, but this would be kind of like one of those times where the people that you would usually call in a jam, you're not calling them because they're not going to come through for you. This is something that we're seeing the world over. Sorry to say, but the governments really are failing their people consistently, unfortunately. And I think we're going to see a lot more of this. So this could be a time, like I said, it's just the tools that need to change. It's not the plan, it's not the goal. That's fine. I just don't feel like you're going to get it from maybe where you would usually go at this point. For your second week of the month, you've got the Justice card here with the Death card. Very interesting. Especially because this falls next to the Justice card. I'm going to say within this first half of the month, no contract signed, all right? Don't put your name to anything. Don't tie yourself down to anything for longer than you absolutely need to. And even then, I would give it a wide berth. I mean, with the Death card as well, this could be that you're able to get out of a contract, or that a contract comes to an end in some way that you might feel. For your third week of the month, you've got the High Priestess. Okay, so this underneath the Page of Swords, it's like you and a partner, it's like you're both too smart for your own good, but whatever your expertise or, learning or training, etc. might be, it's not going to work on the situation that arises. That being said, the High Priestess, especially with the Page of Swords, this could be something that is happening behind the scenes that you and a partner are working on. It's not ready for the light of day. This is, I guess what I'm trying to say is, your cake isn't baked yet, all right? Not yet. For those of you that are single, especially for those of you that were going to go on an important date this month, I think once you have or gain a new piece of information, you might change your mind about wanting to date this person. And that's kind of, so when it comes up and you think like, oh, you know, I can't believe they cancelled, and then you might get some information about that person or about what's going on with them at the moment, and then decide, actually, you know what, I'm kind of glad, and we're gonna call it quits at this point. For your fourth week of the month, you have the World card with the Four of Pentacles. The money actually looks pretty good. With the Four of Pentacles, this would be a really good time to start thinking about ways that you can, what can you set up in your locality that may make you money? Could this be a car boot sale? That's what we call it here in the UK. I think you guys in the States call it a garage sale. Gosh, selling your honey locally, making jams, like I know this seems really odd, but this just like, it's like you're tapping into a new way to make money, but it is centered on or around your local community, which could be really exciting. So for the moons, on the 16th of May, we have the lunar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio. This for you, my dear Sagittarius, especially ascendant to a lesser degree, but still relevant, the sun and the moon. This is happening in your 12th house. A 12th house eclipse is very powerful. It can make us feel very vulnerable. It can make us feel very, very uptight, very challenged sometimes. Remember as well, eclipses tend to be malefic energies, especially lunar eclipses. The reason being is because we tend to notice when things are coming to a big completion or a crescendo or a halt. And because it's a full moon solar eclipse, this is the first point at this year that you're going to really be releasing something big. Now, this is shining a spotlight, in a sense, in your personal closet, where you hide all of those negative thoughts, self-sabotaging tendencies or beliefs, etc. It can also be a heightening, a really powerful heightening of your own psychic awareness and abilities and gifts, which is the good part, right? But yeah, it's just something to be aware of. Now, for this, you have the gate 39 and provocation. Of course you do. So this basically says that this solar eclipse, someone or something is likely to press your buttons. So this energy in the Human Design Oracle deck, it acts like a square in astrology. Someone's going to voice something to you, say something to you, an opinion's going to be voiced, something will be presented to you around this eclipse, and it's going to piss you off so much that you say, right, I'm never having this experience again. What can I put in place right now in order to make sure that that never happens again? So, you know, they say the truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off. This is very much that. So it may, you know, have something to do with maybe how you're viewed or how you're seen. Maybe something that you see in the world or see in your industry or even in your local area, you know, and because the 12th house is your past and your privacy as well, I will say expect sleep, I said insomnia, to be disrupted this month. It's, you know, it's in the tarot, it's in the stars, you know, make of it what you will. For the new moon on the 30th of May in the sign of Gemini, this is in your 7th house, your partnerships, relationships, closest connections, possibly your marriage if you're married, etc. You got the gate 56 and storyteller, and that's very interesting because Gemini itself is a very communicative, storytelling kind of sign. So the fact that you have this, I really feel like this could be a time at which you get to rewrite your narrative when it comes to your relationships. It is a new moon, which is a conception point after all. So all in all, a very interesting week for month for sure. Especially look the way those cards have fallen. I'm like, okay, so there are going to be some stories either shared, divulged, noticed, or seen when it comes to relationships in general. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.